We've got here the iPad Mini 6, Apple's second latest iPad Mini. But the thing is this still good enough for a photo editing workflow? I'm going to go through my own workflow of importing, editing, and exporting photos from this device. What's it going to be like to go through 100 photos? Is it going to be slow, make me wait a long time, much time to buffer? Is it going to be a little bit faster than one would think? Well, we're going to put some timestamps in this video to give you a better idea of what it's going to be like. I used to own the iPad Air 5, but I recently just switched to this device to be able to have lighter carry for everyday things, whether it's consuming entertainment, but also when I'm on the go and I just need to edit something quickly without having to bring a laptop. As a casual photographer, I'm doing portraits as well as doing some photos at my local church. Alright, so first things first is we're going to take our Anchor USB adapter here, plug in our SD card, and go ahead and import into our iPad. Okay, it took like a few seconds. For example, I'm just taking these photos that I haven't edited from last year, or I guess last 2 years. 3 years? Okay, this is from the zoo. I had already organized all of these ahead of time. How many photos we got in here. Alright, so let's just see how many photos that we end up getting here, and we'll just hit select all. We have 377 photos, which seems pretty good for a typical day trip. Little overshooting, but nothing too crazy. Nothing crazy is like a wedding, so if you're shooting in those kinds of environments, feel free to scale up or scale down as you see accordingly fit to your situation. Alright, we're gonna open up Lightroom. Let's create a new album. We're gonna call it the Zoo. And what we're gonna do is find out how long it takes to actually import all these photos. So I can go ahead and hit this bottom icon here, go to Files, navigate to the untitled formatted cart here, go to the raw files. What we're going to do is select one, select all. All right, let's see how long it takes to import these 377 photos. Okay, so it took about 5 minutes to import, and I'm not too happy about that, but if we want to get faster times, perhaps let's try it with the photos imported into the iPad first, and then import it from the iPad. Okay, so what I'm gonna do real quick is just delete all these photos and start over again. So it's gonna take about 2 minutes to import the photos from the SD card to the iPad. And then we'll see how long it takes to actually import the photos from the iPad to Lightroom. And then we'll add 2 minutes to that just to get a bigger picture of how long it takes overall to import the photos versus straight from the SD card. Okay, we just finished importing to our iPad. Now let's go back to Lightroom and we will go back to where we were in Files. Put it on my iPad. Here's the raw files. Select one, select all. All right, let's see. Let's open. Now this is coming straight from the iPad. Okay, it's importing directly. So it took about 4 minutes just to import everything from the iPad to Lightroom. Plus you got to add the other 2 minutes from the SD card reader to the iPad. I won't know until the final edit, but it looks like the times are pretty negligible. Not that much of a big difference between one method over the other, but at least we have a better picture of how long it takes to import all those photos. Now the next step is how long would it take for me to cull, and how's my experience through that process? All right, let's go ahead and organize this in a way where I can go ahead and start culling. So I'm gonna select one photo, and then I'm gonna go ahead to the star so that I can start reading what I see and slide back and forth. Let's put a timer on the clock now, and at the end of this, I'll share my culling experience. So we're done with our first round, and pretty much everything has been smooth. Everything was pretty loaded up. I didn't have to worry about pixelations or anything like that like I would with my previous MacBook. So it's been a smooth culling experience. I wasn't able to catch some of the gestures here, but I eventually found a smoother system for myself. All right, let's just filter the ones that we decide to work on and then see how our editing experience can go. So let's go ahead and start the timer and start editing these photos, and we'll see how long it takes for me to edit these remaining 50 something photos that I've culled through, and we'll go ahead and share my thoughts afterwards. Let's go, start the timer now. Alright, we have gone through about 44 photos in the end. I really just tried to make some small, simple edits, mostly the saturation, contrast, a little bit of straightening here and there, bringing some brightness back into some dark subjects, cropping, aligning, all that good stuff. As far as being able to edit these photos, it was quite simple, especially when going through the different exposure changes. Some of the tools, the masking, it was just a refresher on how to be able to get that to work, but it worked well when I did figure it out. When I was selecting the subjects for the masking, I was glad that Lightroom was able to still keep that feature in even for mobile versions. I didn't have to spend too much time subtracting or adding to the mask just by simple brushing. And even when I did, it wasn't that big of a deal. I was able to apply a couple presets for some of these and it worked well and I didn't have any problems with it. You just have to make sure that you upload or import your presets beforehand. That could be another video. Let me know if you're interested in that. My presets, I will leave a link to them in the description. But all in all, how long is it going to take for us to export all of this? So what I'm going to end up doing here is selecting all these images. So I will go ahead and share these and have those export, and I will save it to my device so that I can easily airdrop it, not only to my phone but also to my iMac. Sorry, my Mac Mini. Okay, so we finished at least getting the files exported and ready to go. Alright, so it looks like I can't save it directly to my Photos app, so I'm just going to have to save it to files for now. I'm going to go back to the root folder here, which is this one. I'm just going to make an edit folder. Okay, save that there, save here. Okay, nice and easy. Alright, now that I'm in my edit folder, I can select all of them, and now I should be able to share them to my Photos app. But I can still airdrop to my computer from here, so that's fine as well. In the end, the iPad mini wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, and I could definitely recommend this for anybody who wants to have an iPad in a smaller form factor and be on the go. And this will be perfect for my Wotan Crafts 7-liter bag. I would at least recommend that you get 256 gigabytes of space just for you to have some room for editing, or get more if you need it. But if you want something bigger, then go ahead, check out the iPad Air 5 right over there.